Yo, episode 15 of Brotaku Block. Did the thing. It's Independence Day weekend podcast episode. Gym leader Brock here with Tiffzilla, Singular Point, and Terrence Wiggins, aka the Black Nerd.
Hi,
welcome.
It's me. I'm here on your podcast.
Yeah.
welcome.
Our famous friends.
The FNFs.
We've had 3 episodes in a row with guests, with our friends on it. Partly because we like our friends, partly because, you know what I'm saying? It's Prince Petty and the Mighty Mauricio just not be here. So,
all
right,
you
guys.
I didn't even think about the fact that we had guests like back to back. That's hilarious.
I did because I've been trying to figure out the mic situations.
Okay. Trying to do mic math.
Yeah, mic math.
M&Ms. So, some stuff that happened in anime this past week or two. Odd Taxi wasn't going to sell the Blu-ray box unless it had 300 pre-orders.
I believe it. In Japan, at least, like that's how they kind of gauge success of anime is how many Blu-rays they sell.
Yeah.
So if they can't even get 300 pre-orders,
it ain't nothing.
It's not a good. Yeah. Oh boy. And here's my thing. That's like one of my favorites for the season.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah, that's why I put it up there.
I really hope it gets a dub because it needs to be seen. Also, like, I feel like I might have missed some stuff. I want to catch all the jokes.
So I will say, after they released that statement, they got 500 pre-orders.
Yeah.
So they definitely hit the number.
They figured the game out.
Yup. They're like, hey, y'all like this stuff? Y'all better put your money where your mouth is.
Look, I would have pre-ordered it just even if it was a straight up Japanese DVD that I can't play over here. But
the box is $245.
Shit. Oof. I wouldn't pre-ordered it.
I mean, I got a credit card.
The way my bank account's set up.
It's like 5 DVDs or 5 Blu-rays. So it says
Jeez.
It comes with
13 episodes for 300. Man.
Well, it comes with a staff art book, a soundtrack, outtake CD, original picture, a new character song,
I guess,
and an eraser.
You know what? The eraser is the cherry on top.
The Don Raku
eraser. You got to watch the show to get that. But okay, fair enough.
It's important.
That's important.
And then they also said their goal of 3,000 orders. They'll end up doing an Otakawa figure into a cute form.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming that's also pretty.
Like a
Chibi Otakawa. Okay,
I'd buy that.
Well, there you go.
Otakawa's the main dude, the walrus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get that to 3,000 and get that cute form figure.
All right.
So, animator from Mappa says Netflix paid bottom rates for Yasuke animation.
So look. We talked about the Mappa scandal previously about how the working conditions are, and it's not just Mappa. It was just this story just happened to be Mappa, but it's an industry wide issue more than the issue. The conditions for animators are rough. They barely paid. They got to work until sunrise, fixing drawings. It's rough, but it just so happens that Mappa is the one getting all the leaks right now. So I said earlier that Netflix isn't all to blame here because Mappa also accepted the contract.
That's true.
So everyone's like going after Netflix, which rightfully so. They're not,
because they bugging.
Yeah, their hands aren't clean. But Mappa didn't have to accept that contract. But it also makes sense of like if you watch Yasuke and you saw Mappa, they did their thing, but at the same time, it wasn't their level of quality all the way through. So you could tell.
Yeah, it wasn't Mappa standard. I mean, I just watched Zombieland Saga and that shit was crisp.
Yeah. How many animators died in the making of that?
And I guess something else to note with that is there has been someone else mentioned they were being like paid like $2 per cut, and the industry standard is not $2 per cut for another project for Netflix. So
wait, I thought it was 24.
No, another person brought up the fact that they were getting paid $2 per cut USD.
So that sounds bad, but at the same time, I can't tell you what the standard is or what like a good range is. But that's still rough. Like when you think about it. So one episode has like 1,300, 1,500 cuts. Do the math. Either way, folks ain't getting paid.
Yeah, 3,000 an episode is not much for any TV show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're saying they're paying 3,800 per cut yen, so $34 a cut. And there were already issues with 4,500 yen per cut. So
Damn.
they went even lower than the issue lower.
Damn.
They went low ball low.
Damn. All right.
And the $2 per cut is like 250 yen or something like that. So like it was a smaller project. So okay, sure. But $2?
But still.
That's legit illegal to pay somebody that in America.
yeah.
Literally. Criminally.
Look, as much as we celebrate Mappa for like good stuff they got going on right now, and they actually been going on or been putting out, I don't feel sorry for the company at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the animators. Like,
They hurting.
now we want to know why what's his face left, because Mappa, dude who left Madhouse, one of the founders of Madhouse, left and made Mappa. The M is actually his last name. I don't want to mess it up. I can never remember it. And he's already left to make a third studio. So I wonder if there's any issue, like if is that why he left? I don't know.
I wonder what they're getting paid. Like
The new studio?
the third studio.
Shit. What if he's the problem?
Yeah. He just keeps making studios and moving on.
He's blaming other people.
I would watch that anime. The animators rise up against the corporate machine.
Ends in fire. Okay, moving on.
So Madhouse unveils an original anime
That's
film.
the first studio. Sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of family, they announced an original anime film, Goodbye Don Glees, and it's set in Iceland.
Okay, anime ain't been to Iceland yet.
Damn. It's gonna be directed from the person that did A Place Further Than the Universe and No Game No Life Zero. The person that's doing the script did A Place Further Than the Universe, Hunter x Hunter, and Trigun in designing characters.
All right,
So it's got some heavy hitters in this thing.
Yeah.
I'll watch whatever. Don't matter. I'm not excited for it though.
Yeah.
I haven't. Nothing you said has made me go, oh shit. But I'm gonna watch it.
All right.
I'll watch whatever.
I think it might be a pleasant surprise. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Tezuka Productions head responds to backlash regarding Olympic Committee's use of anime characters.
This is stupid to me. This pisses me off. We knew as soon as they said Olympics was going to Tokyo, we knew we were about to see some Goku.
I mean, it's like one of the number one things is that we get from Japan is anime. So it's like being mad if America put Superman.
I mean, yeah, like I don't know. Who's mad exactly?
So it doesn't really say, but let's just say
Them over there.
people in Japan are
Folks.
mad because the issue is
Two
that
niggas on Twitter.
So the characters are contracted to be used for like a cheerleading squad for the Tokyo Olympics and the Paralympics. And the issue is that there's the threat of coronavirus and whether or not the Olympics should be continued with the threat of coronavirus and the fact that
So,
Japan's still shut down.
It
in some
sounds
areas.
like they're burying the lead here. The issue isn't that they're using these anime characters.
Yes.
It's that the Olympics is going on during a pandemic.
Yep.
All right.
Japan said it's a pandemic.
Didn't they have a whole anime, a whole movie and manga about the Olympics and something bad happening in 2020?
I mean, it's not.
Oh, man.
It's not called like Japan Sinks 2020.
Well, I was talking about
Oh, yeah,
Akira.
Akira.
but-
Oh shit. Damn.
It's not like they haven't
You're
done it
right.
more than once.
The bomb went off.
And there was a whole
And Goku doing the spirit bomb.
yeah, because it was like a part of the movie, part of the story is that there was an infection that went around. So
Dang, it's like every zombie movie Japan ever made.
I remember how wild it was when they announced the Tokyo Olympics and then for 2020 and then like whoever was the chief weeb to instantly realize Akira predicted it. And they were like, wait, Akira predicted it.
You know too much.
Tetsuo!
But we'll see what happened. Like, It's like it's a tough situation because you don't want to skip an Olympics because of all those people that trained so hard for so long to make it to this point. But it's also like question mark.
I think how they're dealing with it is the best way. As in, they're not allowing. We still can't get into the country.
Right. Yeah.
So the Olympians and everything, I assume they're straight. Either they're vaccinated or they're like in a bubble or whatever.
Yeah.
So
kind of like the NBA did their league.
Right.
Yeah.
During Corona.
So as long as they do it in a bubble, I feel like it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Like we just can't go see it. We're missing out on some money.
And I'm okay with that because like if it's whatever is safe for the athletes, and then we still get to see it because it's on TV everywhere. Like, I mean, cool.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
The only thing, like, I mean,
we'll miss all those parties and stuff that you usually get with the Olympics and stuff.
Whatever.
But yeah,
I wasn't about to be there. I hope that they still do the man-made meteor shower that they're going to do for the opening ceremonies. Like,
they got to.
That sounds insane. Like they're just going to launch like a whole bunch of metal balls into space and time it properly so that it comes down over Tokyo, making shooting stars like during the opening ceremonies. That's so dope.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I hope they still do that. All right.
Well, I mean, that shouldn't involve people, so they better do it.
What if they were launching coronavirus?
What if we're going to go back in time and it's your name?
But what if they launched the wrong material in space and it didn't burn up?
What if they launched materia?
Okay, we watched way too much anime. Moving
on. Speaking of Japan, Amazon Prime Video to stream Final Evangelion film on August 13th.
Not just the final one, but they're also streaming the first three too.
Yeah.
So I know Funimation is pissed. Because if I remember right, we went to Otakon 2015 and Funimation licensed the third one. And like that was like the North American premiere of it or whatever, when they aired it at Otakon. So that means there was probably some bidding war between them and Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
And Jeff Bezos pulled a bag over Corona. He was like, hey, put my dick on the table.
When did the last movie come out?
It was I think it was 2014.
Yeah.
So 7 years.
Yeah.
And then the first one of the rebuild movies was like 2007.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember back in high school them talking about remaking it. So
yeah,
good Lord, that's a long time.
Such a long time.
Yeah,
this better be the crispest. Like, oh my god! Like I want to like Evo 01 has to come out, and I want to hear the shing like Christmas animation, which they probably have because I remember I have the first two on DVD and the third one on Blu-ray, and the DVD quality was still so insane that I was like, this is the most beautiful shit ever seen. And it wasn't even a Blu-ray. So
well, I want to see you watch this now because this you might be you
got one tear.
Right.
Like the
intro's gonna start and the tear's gonna drop.
The quality. Oh my god!
It's gonna be like the end of 2001, where all the lights are going past his face.
I'm gonna see he has a plushie somewhere hidden. He's gonna be holding it.
My Ray Ayanami. No, sorry. I'm not a stereotype. I don't have a Ray Ayanami body pillow.
Got his boob mouse pad somewhere hidden.
They're 14, guys. They're 14. Teenagers.
I was trying to think of another character, but I couldn't think of one. Yeah, I was gonna say
she's an adult.
I was gonna say what's his name? The older guy.
Gendo?
No, Kenji.
Oh,
what is his name? The guy. He's got the long brown hair.
Oh, the like the double agent.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
I can't remember his name, but I haven't watched Eva since high school. Don't blame me. It's been 15 years.
It's been some time. Speaking of teenagers, though, Demon Slayer gets its first limited time attraction at Universal Studios Japan, and that'll be from September 17th to February 13th.
What is it going to be?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think what you would do for an attraction for that.
Yo, imagine getting on a roller coaster.
A roller coaster,
yes.
and like you are the tip of Tanjiro's sword.
Yeah. And you doing like the swirl around, and you doing like the flame dance.
You're going through the water, and then you go through the fire, and
And what if it's like VR too? So you see him in like the side of your eye, like, what are you doing? Like,
it's either that or you're one of their birds. You're Tanjiro's crow.
Yeah,
I would pay to do that too. Like the Adventures of the Bird.
Tanjiro.
it's gonna be an emotional experience of you having to kill a demon who still remembers being a human.
Oh yeah. At the end, you have to hold his hand as he fades away. Did you see the movie yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'll
I need to watch.
I won't make a joke. But
Oh no! Don't make a joke. But yeah, looking forward to that. Might have to try to find a way there to see it. So random as hell, but I saw this and I thought it was hilarious. Love is fried chicken. So Kaguya-sama and KFC Twitter, it's like we're doing an exchangement of memes.
Mm-hmm.
Legit KFC posted a meme with Kaguya-sama from like Love is War.
that's awesome.
Yeah, like anime transcends. Like it's just
in my head, all social media. What's the word for that job? All social media folks for companies are weebs anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Or
I
at
mean,
least-
you see the NBA, like NBA is like super Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, weaved out
Right.
now.
Oh, they're all like. I even know a guy who got the job at, I want to say, is it Bleacher Report? Because of his meme numbers.
Wow.
So yeah, like it's
All
in my
right.
head, they're all internet people.
Yeah,
at
somebody
the least.
at the NBA. I don't remember which team it was for. They cut together like a promo, and it was like a trap remix of Xemnas theme from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh. They're getting good. Like, I mean, I obviously like the sports anyway, but like they really touching the note here. Like, putting all the things together. And also Columbia Pictures orders the film script for Made in Abyss.
Like a live action or
live action.
weird.
So look, I'm not gonna write it off yet.
I haven't watched the show, but it just seems
It's-
like a weird
It-
thing. I know enough about
The
it.
show is so
In concept, it sounds like
unique
doable.
and dark
Yeah.
that it's doable.
Yeah.
I just hope the only thing I hope
They
is
kidify
that it stays as dark as it does.
Mm.
Because I remember with Don't Judge Me Here, Hunger Games, for the movie they dumbed down my favorite part, which was in at the climax or towards the climax, there's the kids that had already died
Yeah.
got turned into like these mutant dog things.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was just so like the horror of it was like Katniss and them recognized the dead kids'
Mm-hmm.
voices coming from these mutant dogs, and or some of them had like the same hair,
That's
and
crazy.
it was just like it like fucked them up.
Yeah.
But in the movie, they didn't do that. They just had mutant dogs,
Mm.
just crazy looking dogs run after them, but they weren't spliced with the dead children.
That is horrifying.
And
Yeah.
like Made in Abyss, you need to go there.
Right.
Like that's part of the journey, is how dark it gets for these children, these poor children.
Why nobody told me that Hunger Games went down the path
Yeah,
of like Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't anybody tell me
It
that?
kind of sounds like the second half of '86 when you find out about the robots.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right.
So that's I hope they stay true and give people massive fucking trauma.
Well, that's very, a perfect segue and on point, because 86 is the beginning of our spring anime review and recap.
Oh, yeah.
We doing spoilers, or what are we doing
So-
before we start?
What we gonna do? Like we did last time. We'll tell you what we're about to talk about, give you a quick plot synopsis, and then we'll get into spoilers if we feel like it. 'Cause
Okay.
Not all of us watch the same show.
Yeah.
Fair. So spoiler warning now.
Yeah.
If you were planning on watching a spring anime show and we start talking about it, you may want to skip that show we talk about or skip this section.
Yeah. Well, and like we're only gonna spend maybe no more than 5 minutes on each. So
We'll try because it's a lot.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a lot.
It's like 25.
Yeah, they're going ham on this anime, the amount of anime they're putting out. But yeah, so just warning you. And if between us, if it's something that you ain't trying to hear spoil, just
Nah,
There's
go
too
all,
many-
for me, go all in. Like,
I was
I'm
saying,
still gonna watch it.
there's too many shows.
Okay.
Like I can't.
Cool.
I'm still behind on Wonder Egg, and I'm still trying to watch that. So
All right.
go ahead, 86.
Okay, 86. That's the war one with the basically like the country, all the white haired folks. Push
white
all,
hair, blue eyes.
Yeah,
They push anybody who is different from them.
Yeah, out to the outskirts, and they make them fight in a war
So they're Germans.
against another country. But like the lie is that it's only drones fighting drones, when in fact all of the other folks are piloting the drones for the country that we follow. But and of course it's teenagers because it's anime.
Yeah. I mean, back in World War II, it was actually teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sound of Music. We saw that.
Same show, Sound of Music, 86.
Very similar.
Oh, I didn't even see this show, and I'm already putting pieces together.
But like you have the handler who is a white-haired, blue-eyed chick from the interior, and the 86 are the kids that's out there actually doing the fighting.
Is there 86 of them?
That's just a distant number.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be like, yo, that's real cool. But I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah.
But like, so she actually is in charge of like the best group. But that doesn't mean anything because like you still see most of them die.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Well, the reason that she's starting the job is because there is a one of the guys in the 86. They call him the Undertaker, and he has supposedly driven like 4 handlers. To
Everybody
suicide
before
or
her,
like that. Yeah,
the suicide.
Yeah. But also, like once they start getting into the show, like it gets buck wild.
You kind of understand that it's not totally him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more the dynamic of the job, I guess.
Like the handler, like they have like these tech like attached to the back of their neck that connects them with everyone else so they can communicate from far away. And so like she can hear everything that they hear, and like so like you'll hear the war and like all the fighting and everything going on, and when somebody dies, like you'll hear their like last words and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's
horrible. Yeah, it's like the description of the show does not sell how like horrific the show can get. Like it's just like these group of teens are going to war for such and such, and then you watch the show and you're just like,
it's on par with Iron Blooded Orphans.
Oh wow.
It's pretty.
It might go a little further because there's like definitely some horror aspect to it. So you find out halfway through, or a little past halfway through, that the enemies aren't just killing them.
Yeah, they're not just drones.
Yeah.
They find the bodies of the pilots and extract the brain and use it to pilot
their guys.
Yeah. And so you also find out that they take like the brain is like stuck on its last words, and so the main character Undertaker, he can hear them, he can hear the last words from like, and that's far away.
That's part of why they're such a good squad,
because he can hear
of him. He like somehow like he almost died or something, so something happened where this connection was formed, and he can hear them coming because he just hears all of these last words of his fallen partners.
So he almost has like an alert system in his own brain because
pretty much
what happened.
Like I won't spoil. Like his whole story is that he's looking for his brother, and he finds his brother. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but it's like
it's heavy.
Yeah. Like I was at work watching. I was just like, I need to lie down. Like this is.
A boss, like I know this is random, but like I gotta break.
Go home.
Yeah, I gotta go.
That final scene, and we still have another core to go.
Yeah, there's a second season coming in October.
In the fall we'll get the second half of the show.
Yeah,
but how the first half ended is like
like the show is heavy, like no joke.
Like earlier we said the last minute, just a minute of the last episode left me like.
I want to say it's like episode,
and this is all emotion, by the way. Not even just like the action is whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I don't even remember like most of the action because the action like it's good, but it's like CG and it's
It's like a psychological thriller for real.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
But like,
I really don't give a shit about like the mech designs,
right?
Whatever.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh boy. Like, cause like, I mean, the first episode, they're like, don't get attached. Like, they tell her like, don't get attached to these people and all this other
So
stuff.
they're talking to her, but they're talking to you.
Yeah, like it's really good, but you have to be prepared to go in because like it will hit you, and you're just like, okay, well, I guess I'll watch Miss Nagatoro now. Like,
Oh man,
yeah.
I think your memory is like amazing because like that's the next thing on the list. Like, not to cut it off short, but like, all right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the second half.
Yes.
I think I have it at like an 8 out of 10 right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's strong.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. It doesn't like the character designs and everything looks kind of generic.
Yeah,
but like the writing
special,
is
but the writing is there.
yeah. And I really like the opening, the OP song. I really like that. But I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah. So on a lighter note,
Miss Nagatoro.
yes, Miss Nigga Chase Man.
I did not expect you to actually see it.
I loved this one.
Me too.
Because it's not even like I appreciated that it wasn't full blown etchy. Like it's a lot of pervy jokes and pervy humor, but it's not full blown etchy.
It felt more like the kind of jokes that teenagers would make themselves.
Yeah. And because it's also like, this isn't really spoiling it, you can kind of figure it out, but it's a romance.
Yeah.
Like she's torturing him, she's teasing him, and like he's real shy. That's what it's about though. That's the whole
right.
plot.
Yeah, it's literally the synopsis of it. Yeah.
But eventually you like realize, oh, she really like him. And then eventually you start to realize, oh, he likes her back.
Yeah.
And then I love it's so cute. It's so cute.
The last 2 episodes, like I was like, I have never been like more just like, oh my God, like holding my hands to my face. Like it really, like the thing that stood out to me is that they're both kind of socially awkward people, but they're on different
sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, like she's very like brash and everything, but she like when she's around other people, like she's not as expressive as she is with him. So it's just like, oh, that's why. Yeah, she really opens up around him, and like even her friends like start to come around to him and everything. Like it's just a really sweet show.
And then her friends who also want to mess with him. They're not nearly as bad as her. Like they don't like him like that. Yeah, like she likes him. They appreciate him. They want to like just fuck around with him because they're assholes. Yeah, but not like horrible people. Because eventually they realize, oh, she likes him. Yeah, and he probably likes her back. And we're going to mess with them, but we're also like rooting for them.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels very much like this is what teenagers do. Yeah, like there's parts where like other guys try to talk to her and she's like stone faced. She does not care about any of these other guys. But once Senpai shows up, like she lights up and everything. Like it's
she even has this like crazy face too. So like she looks psychotic, but it's
but it's just joy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she like just it kind of reminds me in the same way Kaguya-sama, how they kind of butt heads, but like they you can really tell
like
they really like each other, but they're just
don't know how to
both of them are
across.
like really awkward, and it's just it's really good. Like the once again with like the 86, the description does not really sell it. It's just like girl teases boy and he doesn't like it, blah blah. But then you watch show, you're just like, no, that's not what
like it's hilarious, and cute, and it's like overly hilarious and cute, and like you get that. When you're watching it, your cheeks start to hurt because the whole time you're just like,
you're smiling and
There's one episode where he actually like they're talking to boys, Nagatoro and her friends, and like boys are being obnoxious, and he can tell that she's uncomfortable. And remember, he's a full blown like introvert, like he's afraid to talk to people and stuff. Yeah. And he comes up, and they're just like, "Who's this loser?" And he's like, "Let's go."
Yeah, he like grabs her hand and like
he grabs her hand, and then like. Friends were like, oh, shit, and then all of them leave together. Like, and I don't even remember his name, but Senpai takes.
I don't think they give him a name. I'm pretty sure everyone just calls him Senpai for the whole show.
One girl calls him Pai-sen.
Yeah,
but yeah, like he just leaves with 4 girls, and like them boys were just at the table, like the fuck just happened.
Yeah, it's a lovely show. I would say that it's just nice to watch, and like Tiff said, like the etchy stuff it's not even like that.
Like I couldn't watch it at work just because I didn't want nobody to walk by and be like, "The fuck are you watching?"
Right.
But it's not bad.
It could. Right. It's not on the category where like you think of it.
Yeah. Like ain't nobody like
light.
Yeah, ain't nobody squeezing titties till they explode and stuff.
Right. Which is good because it's not what I expect for like how they literally look animated, like the age. Like it doesn't fit.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's appropriate.
They look young.
Yeah. It's appropriate. They're like 14.
15. I think they might be 16 and 17.
Somewhere around
I think.
Yeah, I know he's in the year above her.
Yeah.
But
he's
like
second year.
It's like, oh, he accidentally like brushed against the boobs and they both go beat red. Like it's not
stuff like that. Yeah, it's not like
it's like regular high school interaction.
Yeah, or like she'll tease him. It's like, you want to touch it, don't you? And he's like, about on the edge.
He's like, no, I'm not gonna. I don't think of you like that.
It's like, you want some some lewd snaps?
Yeah, it's funny. It's clear, like it's very clear from like the second half of the first episode. It's just like, no, these two like each other.
Yeah. And then he's they always mess with him or they come see him at his art club class. Well, it's not a class, art club.
Yeah.
And so he's drawing whatever, and eventually he starts to draw her at first because she's like, draw me. And then it becomes a thing. And it's just like, oh.
Yeah. Like them bonding. And it's just, It's like, it's less slice of life, more like straightforward comedy.
Yeah.
But like some of the slice of life stuff kind of bleeds in more it goes on. And just watching their relationship flourish was very cute.
All right. So that's Miss Nagatoro. Eden.
I don't even know what this is.
So look,
not Eden Zero.
Dead serious. I thought it was the prequel to Eden Zero. Turns out it has nothing to do with Eden Zero. It's just that Netflix is putting both of them out. So it's like a 4-episode miniseries. Netflix did, and it's like in the future, and there's only robots. But then they find a baby girl, and these 2 robots kind of take in the baby girl because they know that she'll be killed if the security robots find her. And they kind of become her mom and dad, and it's cute. It's cute.
Oh, okay.
It's actually got a lot of big names like behind it. Like I think Rosario Dawson was one of the voices.
Wow.
I was like, damn, okay. I mean, Netflix threw money at it,
right?
But it was neat. It's that like CG animation. It's not bad. Like it's not no Knights of Sidonia. I like messing with them on that. Like, it's a good story, but like it's the ugliest shit I've ever seen in my life. But it's
somebody didn't watch X-Arm.
No. You know what's funny is I was listening to one of our episodes last night, and then when it finished, it went to another one where Petty was talking about that was his pick for that season. And I was like, man, why are we wrong so much? But anyway, Eden's cute. It's only 4 episodes. You can knock it out in 2 hours. It's not amazing, but I don't think
it's 2 hours. So you ain't gonna lose much of your life.
Yeah, you won't feel like you won't be mad at me if you don't like it that much.
Yeah.
But it's all right. It's pleasant. It's a nice way to put it.
Keeping on the Netflix train.
I just finished this an hour ago. It just came out so late in the season that like I'm busy trying to finish everything else, and But so look, just getting straight to it. Most people aren't gonna like this.
Wow.
It's like a niche of a niche. I'm not even the best Godzilla fan because I'm not familiar with all the lore and everything as I should be because I own a lot of it. But you can tell that that's who they made it for. Like they really went into the lore and they brought characters and references back. But so there's that layer of it. The next layer is there's so much pseudoscience. It's just like I forgot the octogonal diagonatron, whatever the hell thing that they're talking about. There's so much pseudoscience, and they're just like. And here's the other thing: it's like I'll say legit science because it's science fiction, but you could tell that they're just not just making things up. Like it's supposed to make sense, or it would make sense, and they're talking about scientific theories, and it's just so much of it. And it's the 2 main characters. Like one is like he's probably on the spectrum, I don't know, but he's like a savant because he built like 2 AIs. And like dude's like he's the the two they drive the show, but like one is like figuring out these math equations, trying to figure out what the catastrophe coming is, and then the other one, he built her an AI, and he built the AI for the robot, which plays a huge part of the story. It's just science, and then you have all these different science organizations and these scientists and people trying to figure out what's going on as these monsters are coming out. And it's just science, big word, theory, and they literally show the math and the shit, like the gifs, and it's yeah.
That's funny.
So if you hate Christopher Nolan high science movies or like time travel movies, primal stuff like that, where it's science heavy and you have to have at least some comprehension of the pseudoscience in the story to understand what's going on, you're gonna hate this. So there's that. And then you don't really see Godzilla proper until about episode 10. So if you hated Godzilla,
damn,
you see other monsters.
Yeah.
But everything's building up to Godzilla.
But they're leading up to the big reveal.
You actually see Godzilla in like episode 4. But he's like evolving through the story. So you don't, that's why I said Godzilla proper. And then Final Form Godzilla still isn't even until like 12. Anyway, but yeah, it's a good story and I liked it. I think they set up a season 2. I hope we get it. It's really neat. But if I had to watch that in Japanese,
everything would have went over your head.
Oh my God. Like,
isn't this the second Godzilla anime? Because didn't they have one last year?
They came out with
this series.
It was a trilogy of movies.
Okay.
And everyone is in agreement that they were horrible.
That's what I heard. I didn't watch them, but
I watched the first one and I never made it to the second two. And I tried to finish everything. I actually think I'm going to go finish them at some point, but it was just like, there's a lot. Yeah. A lot of nothing.
Yeah.
And they were like movies too.
Yeah. And he was the size of the planet.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard.
Just like freakishly big. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
This is so much better than that. But not everyone's going to like it.
Yeah.
I tell you that now.
I can only imagine it in Japanese where it's like you're reading a paragraph
and
like they skip to the next thing
so fast. So like, I know we're going to get to it, but Vivi, we all watch Vivi, right? So,
yeah.
What's his name? Miyamoto, the little robot.
Yeah.
Think about how fast he talks. Now think about him talking fast and just like science shit. Just like every time he speaks, that it's like that.
Nah. Yeah. So good thing it's dubbed.
But it's so cool to me because I just like kaiju and shit, and like the story is really neat, and like they're like jumping around the world trying to like solve this thing because the catastrophe is coming and all these monsters are coming down there trying to figure out this mystery, and like you got this big motherfucker just growing, and it's so cool. So, but that's my alley.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
It's only half season 2, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna check it out. So Jordan of Blood and Snow.
Did you watch this one?
This show has good animation.
Yes.
This like the art style and everything looks good.
I love when she goes blue.
Yeah, like the like when the flame is on her face, you can see the skeleton and everything. It looks cool.
The best part to me.
But I was talking about this earlier. I even talked about it on Twitter. The show has a problem where it's like they set up a bunch of stuff and it sort of gets paid off, but not really. Like
it doesn't feel.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't feel satisfying when you get to the end. Like they do like get to a conclusion, but
and they answer the questions for the most part, right? But by the time you get there, you're like,
yeah, they keep like they even in the description they talk about how the government has been using this energy that's through the land and everything. You think this is going to come into play more, but then when you get to the end, like yes, I guess, but not really. Because like her family has like this bloodline that can create monsters, and like she has to, you think it's going to be more like she has to hunt down the people who are using this blood, and she kind of does, but then like episode 5 or 6 she kills the guy that she thinks kills her family.
So it's like
what's left?
Well, I thought that was going to be interesting, where it's just like, oh well, she completed her revenge, and they're like something else is happening, and it's just like
you'll never know peace,
right? And it's just like I get it, but like
Yeah.
And then they like spend so much time with like the government and like, but it doesn't resolve in the way that you want it to. It's a
like,
fine show.
Yeah, it's like we mentioned it before. Juron and Mars Red are both artsy fartsy.
Yep.
And they're beautiful and they do really neat things, but they don't tell the story in traditional ways. And they both have these moments where it just meanders.
Yeah.
And then ultimately in the end, cool stuff happened, but it wasn't as satisfying as you wanted it to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, so with Juron, the last like 3 episodes just kind of...
Yeah, like it looks like they're setting up to something like really cool. And like the ending makes sense, but it doesn't, like you're just kind of like...
Yeah, it's not stupid.
I guess.
It's just... You're just like, all right, we're done now.
Yeah, because like it feels more dramatic. Like the more you go on, you're just like they're leading up to something. Then you get to the end, and you're just like,
and I don't want to sound like someone who just like only watches shonen. And we needed a big fight, and we needed this, and we needed that, and it has to be flashy.
But even then, they let it up to feel like there was a big fight. They didn't have to do that.
Yeah, but we get that it's about the emotion and it's about the relationship. And
it's like the Asahi. It's like the show is very much about like the government uses people as weapons.
Yes.
Also, the cycles of violence.
Yep.
Yes.
And like it wraps that all up, but it's not. It feels clumsy. Like
like it needed more episodes, honestly. Like,
right.
So it could have fleshed out some more of the ideas they introduced.
Right.
It's like the ball was just rolling and then it just lost momentum and stopped versus going into the basket.
Like when what's her face shows up, who
Hana?
I don't remember.
The
with the short hair. No, the one with the short hair who leaves and then she takes what you think is a man at first.
Okay,
when she leaves and comes back and like they start fighting and then all of a sudden she gets killed and you're just like,
okay.
Right.
And then you don't find out 4 episodes later who killed her and you're just like, I get like the whole show just feels like, I guess.
It's like that adds up sometimes.
Yeah. Like it's really like the show looks good, but just like it kind of feels like a shrug where you're just like, if you want to watch it for the animation, go ahead, but it's not something you should waste your time on.
Like the conclusion is not going to make you feel satisfied. So
right.
I feel like if this had come out in like 98,
it'd be a classic.
This would be a classic.
Right.
But you can't, or not you can't, but doing stuff like that now, it's like either it already happened,
right,
or it just doesn't stack up next to the competition.
Yeah, it really feels like if this was like a slower season, like if we hadn't gotten like the stuff we've gotten over the past like 2 years, like
what's the Mother's Basement talked about it. He thinks quarantine is actually producing, thanks to quarantine, their stuff slowed down. They're having more time to like really flesh out these ideas and put their foot in the animation and everything. So we're getting a whole bunch of good shit now.
Right.
And like there's just so much good stuff.
Right.
That
when you have something mediocre, it's just like,
and it's not even mediocre for real.
It's not, but it
didn't.
I mean, I would say plot mediocre though.
Yeah.
Only because of how it falters.
Right.
Towards the end. Yeah, that it's really just they didn't stick.
Not that
the
it's
landing.
like a mediocre show though.
Yeah, it just didn't really stick the landing.
Yeah,
I get that
because I get I understand what they're going for, but what they end up with is just kind of like
way different.
Yeah. And then I'm like a little frustrated that it just seemed like just everybody was just obsessed with her, but at the same time toying with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they provided all these answers for why all this stuff is happening at the end, but then, like I said, it's just like
I just felt like she was just being fucked with the whole time,
right?
And it just wasn't fair because she's a badass,
right?
And I just wanted to see her just like chop niggas' head off,
right? Because they set up like in the first few episodes, it's just like she knows how to do shit, and then it's just like no, she's sad, and I'm just like she can be sad, but also like.
Maybe we are her. They were toying with us this whole time. We're supposed to be badass. We're watching this show.
We need a haiku for that.
Like especially after Demon Slayer, like how they have like the characters have depth. Like Tanjiro had like depth to like why he's doing his killing and all this. Like he doesn't stop killing just because he has like these emotions about it because he knows what needs to happen.
Like complex character development,
right? But this they didn't really have the complex character development. They were trying to tell you like these characters are deep, and then it's just like, but it's about a puddle. It's not like it's not like a lake or something.
Yeah.
Like the character you get is the character you get, and keep going.
My favorite character was the little girl.
Yeah.
No. Hey. Yeah.
She
But
was
I think we got the most of the development out of
Yeah, I was gonna say she had the most
character.
development.
And she was just so interesting to me.
She went from innocent kid to like standing up to people.
What's her face? Killed her mom.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
killed her family, and then so like she had this complex where the woman took my mother from me is also filling in that role now.
Right.
So like I love and I hate her, and then we see it play out. Like, what am I going to do? Like, am I going to let her die?
Right.
Am I going to say it? Like, and then,
But it was even revealed like her original parents were like prostituting her out.
Yeah.
ooh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, the I can't remember which episode it is, but like they had painted up her face and everything, and then they had a guy come in, and that was the night that what's her face, Yuki or Sawa killed her parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just like she loved her parents, but also they were doing these horrible things to her,
Yeah.
and then it's like her parents were killed, and so like I thought that distinction, like she had the most complex thing because like everyone else was just like Sawa, like her, it was just like
Revenge.
yeah, her parents were killed, or her whole village was killed, and she was like, I need to get revenge, and then she gets revenge, and then it's like, no, you didn't get
No, you
revenge, and then it's just like, oh no, she's gonna get revenge again. It's just like, all right. Anyway,
I did find it interesting. I don't know if I liked it or not. I think I liked it. I found it interesting that at the very end we see White Crow meets up with growing up, not really growing up, a teenager, Asahi, and now she has powers.
yeah,
So then it makes it seem like it's not a blood thing; it's the animals choosing them,
yeah,
which is neat. And it's like, oh, final reveal.
right. But I'm just like, who is she gonna get revenge?
Nobody.
But if they make another season and that's the basis of the season,
Yeah.
that season has potential.
Right,
Yeah, because
A
we got
lot.
all the building out the way.
right,
Yeah.
right.
A lot.
Yeah,
Now she's just a defender. Now she's like
She could be a
Sawa's
defender
mom.
of the people. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, like Sawa's mom didn't need revenge. but
Yeah.
she was just the defender of the clan. Yeah,
Yeah. Like that. That could be something.
I don't think it will happen.
Yeah,
I don't think so either,
I
but-
think they just thought this is a nice button to.
Right,
Right. They didn't probably think all that through, but in hindsight, if it works out,
Yeah,
that could be
but like you said, if this came out in like 98, 99,
Yeah,
it would've,
classic.
yeah, blown everybody away. But right now,
Speaking of 98 and 99, Mars Red.
See that? I love how they come back to back because it's almost the same critique.
yeah,
Yeah.
like while Joran like spent too much time like on the personal stuff that didn't have a lot of meat behind it, Mars Red spent too much time on the government stuff. Didn't really have a lot of meat behind it.
Yeah, like because we totally are confused on some of the character motivations and stuff.
Right.
And like why wasn't Nida? Why didn't I still? I know we kind of talked about it, but I still. What did we decide on? Why did he turn evil?
It doesn't make sense.
They didn't
Like,
really.
There's
explain it.
no clear reason for why he turned evil.
Because like the show goes out of the way to say like the people who have become
Sad.
vampires are because like that like there's this vaccine going around that's supposed to save you from being a vampire, but it actually turns you into a vampire, and like it's this fake vampire-ish blood or whatever, and that's the reason people are going mad because like this medicine,
They didn't spend enough time testing it.
right? But
They had 5G in it.
the way 5G back in 1924 or whenever this takes place.
the man controlling you.
The way that he becomes a vampire is, but he gets his blood from another vampire.
Yeah.
Like, and he doesn't even bite him.
Yeah,
he like
just drinks it.
he like drains the blood into his mouth because he's dying. So it's just like, but he doesn't even show up for episodes after that.
Yeah, because the next few episodes you see everybody else.
Right. And it's just like the government made a vampire unit, and
And they just walk around just wrecking shit. Like,
yeah, they're killing things. It's just
but
like
I don't even know what the point was of that. Like,
No.
or they're killing the vampires.
it's like
they're the
there's
vampire-
this
like-
blonde guy shows up. I think it's like episode 5 or 6.
And they say he's British, but he has a Scottish accent.
Right. I watched it in Japanese, so none of the accents came through. And he like shows up, and it's just like he's like the servant of these rich
Vampire
vampires.
leads.
Yeah, these vampire ladies, and then he kills them.
Yep.
And then
I'm gonna be the king now.
yeah,
I think they came from literally Britain because they
Yeah.
wanted another place to like get the territory in control because Britain was
Right.
getting a good military unit around it.
yeah. And then apparently he knows this other vampire he's like 2,000 years old or something like that, Defrote, and he's like a child, but he's super powerful, and it just doesn't seem to go anywhere. Like by episode 11, I think that guy ends up dying, and it's just like, what's the whole point? Like,
Yeah.
they dealt with the government thing, and it's just like, why?
Yeah. I don't even know if what was the general. Did he die or did he just get taken into custody? No, he killed him.
The blonde,
killed him, yeah.
yeah,
Blonde
the
killed him.
blonde
Okay.
vampire guy. Like he had like they were working together.
Well, he was using him.
Yeah, he was using him
Yeah.
to become the king of vampires,
Mm-hmm.
but they went to a room.
Killed
and-
all the generals. Like, he led them into a trap. He killed all
Yeah.
the generals and invited them into a meeting.
Yeah,
So he thought he was just having a meeting.
yeah,
and
he like
Yeah.
Which is fine, I get, because he used them to make the vampire army that he
Right.
used to
right. He already got his goal. He got the vampire. army.
wipe out the vampire and the government and the. But he made the earthquake happen.
I don't
They
think
didn't really
so. I
explain
think
the
I
earthquake.
think the earthquake was just a thing
He
that
implied that
happened.
he implied that the earthquake was his doing, though, didn't
Oh,
he?
God.
Or did he
I
just
didn't
take
catch
credit
that.
for it because
he
he's crazy?
probably took credit.
He might
for
just
it.
take credit for it.
But I was just like I enjoyed like the hero characters, like the three weird guys
Yeah.
and Shutaro and
the three weird guys in Shooter.
yeah, like I enjoyed
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the good like Unit 16, I think they're called,
The
or
old guy,
Code
the
Zero.
the gadget man.
Yeah, I liked
and-
those
and
guys,
the emo kid.
but then they
In Twin Blade Emo Kid.
right, yeah, I liked those guys, but they didn't do enough with them, and then they had like this emotional like ending with what's his name, the twin blade email kid, I
Yeah.
don't remember his name, they had with him and like another girl vampire.
They explained the girl vampire early on, and then she shows up at the end, and I completely.
I didn't even know who she. I was like, who in the world?
Because she was the one that he turned to save her, and then
She betrayed him and then
I-
didn't
it's-
betray him,
it's-
or
it
once again, it just kind of like needed more story
I'm
or
fine-
less story.
I'm fine with
Right.
watching it again because maybe I missed stuff.
I
But
think
at
I
the
missed
same
that for
time,
sure.
Yeah.
But
Like I got that it was artsy and like it usually when that happens, it's not as straightforward. Especially, I think I wish I knew more about the plays that they referenced.
Yeah.
Because I might be able to fill in some of these gaps.
Like I get what they were going for about like the innocence of all this, like like the innocence of the women and the men are these hardened warriors and all this stuff, and they're giving up to them and all this whatever they're doing. But then like you get to the end, it's just like I guess
We're here now.
Like he kept calling Defrote kept calling a blonde guy. I don't remember his name. I'm not gonna remember it. He just kept calling him Danny or Danny Boy.
I think that they're not either. If they are related, he's like his son.
right.
The old guy is the young guy's son.
Yeah.
Or he's the one who turned him.
Yeah, but they don't really. They don't. They just say they knew each other.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, why? Did I miss something?
And then he just killed him by throwing him off the boat
Right.
because vampires can't swim.
Yeah.
That's-
that was great.
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
But I guess it makes
And he was
sense
just like,
without context because the dude came from Britain, quote unquote, also because he was a
Yeah.
play actor
Right.
and he was there first, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he followed him.
Yeah.
In the sense of, oh, I want to go somewhere else to try, to conquer the world.
Yeah.
So it makes sense they may know each other because they're from the same place.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's me putting like behind the scenes lines together
Right.
because they don't
like.
they
I
don't
just feel
explicitly
like
explain
I
it.
feel like they shouldn't have had a story. Like I feel like it should have been more slice of life because they keep talking about like what makes a human and what makes a vampire. Like, do you really lose your humanity when you become a vampire? And they harp on this a lot, but then they have like this ending, like a conclusive ending, and it's just like the people who still have to go on living, and it's just like, why is any of this?
Yeah, it didn't. I couldn't figure out the purpose.
Yeah.
But it was kind of neat to see. But it was
Fine
yeah.
show. It's just that both shows we just talked about. It's just like
didn't-
they're fine shows, but
They didn't quite stick it
right.
Stick the landing.
Once again, if this came out 15, 20 years ago,
it would have a cult following.
right. But for right now,
And to put the bow on it, I did like the fact that he died on top of his love. That was cool.
That was
yes, that was That was a neat moment, but the reason that
Oh yeah, it was poetic.
It was poetic,
There was
but,
a lot
like,
of stuff
what?
that was poetic, but we still were like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
What we got?
my hero went from artsy fartsy to shonen.
I don't have anything to say. Nothing really happens this season.
There were some cool fights, like they did.
Yeah, but like
The second half definitely feels like they're setting up more.
I didn't hate it, but it's getting old to me.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep watching,
Yeah.
but I have nothing to gush about. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think the fights were like profound to me. We
No.
saw some
There was
cool
cool
new
moments.
quirks, some cool new uses of their quirks. You
Yeah.
can see they're growing and getting more powerful. And
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That's mostly what I
It's
felt.
like training arc
I
stuff.
think the only
Yeah.
real takeaway is like now we see that One for All is like seeing him go in Avatar state or whatever and talking
Right.
to his
Yeah,
the
it's
old
like
guys.
they talk about the vestiges
But,
of
like,
of
They
Yeah.
all had, or not all of them, but a lot of them had different powers.
Yeah.
They had other quirks other than the
Were they
actual quirk.
other quirks on top of One for All, or did One for All just manifest differently in everybody?
I
I don't think they've explained it yet, but I do think it's
Because
the
I feel
latter.
like Deku
Yeah.
and All Might
they
didn't have quirks.
Yeah. So
Right.
they just added on top.
So when they got it, they didn't have anything to add to it.
Yeah.
That's why all they do is punch stuff, because they're the base of it is they get more powerful.
Right.
But like the one dude, he had his like
The
psionic
black
tentacle
whip.
jinx.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I kind of like the. I want to say it was like episode 11 or something like that, where they start to talk about it and how they, like All Might kept saying like it's not time, and now they're saying like the time is getting close, and so that's why his powers are coming out. I thought that was pretty neat. But
Unless I
other
assume
than
it
that,
has something to do with All for One.
Yeah.
being fidgety. It's like, I can hear my brother talking.
scratching his neck.
I do think, though, even though they're quirkless, because they're another generation of the quirk, they add to it by like power in general.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
I could see that.
Oh,
they
yeah,
just don't
yeah,
add
it
an
definitely
additional
gets-
cool quirk.
Definitely gets power as it goes through the
Yeah.
generation.
Right.
Like the Force.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I still like the show.
But
Yeah.
but
We're just not there yet. It's
Right.
still early.
I mean,
But trust
I think,
me, something's gonna happen.
It's
We're
like
gonna
car.
have that. We're gonna have that moment. Like this, I felt the same last season.
We haven't seen the
where
big bads yet.
I was
so.
just like
Right.
going through it, and then we got to like the Endeavor fight, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
I think because I just really like the characters.
yeah, yeah.
Like that's what's really pulling me through. Like the story. Like I mean, I like the story, but just like watching the characters grow. Like I feel like they've done a good job. Like Shonen now is a lot better than like establishing characters than Shonen.
oh yeah,
years
yeah.
ago.
The
Oh, yeah.
generations keep improving on.
Yeah.
like All for One. I mean, One for All.
Wow, parallels. All right.
Like I've told Tefron many times that I am not a Naruto fan.
That hurts my soul.
I'm sorry. I mean, I've
can
watched
leave
a lot of it. Shikamaru, like he's my favorite character, but I don't like Naruto. Like him.
Oh, the character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Naruto
great,
specifically,
great.
Like-
is what throws them off.
Like I mean, the three main characters. Like I don't like Naruto, Sasuke, or what Sakura.
Sakura.
Like
I don't know who you just said.
like they just like their characters. I'm just like I don't understand. I never understood why Naruto was friends with Sasuke because they never show at least in
Because
the
they didn't have no
100
friends.
in the 100. Yeah, it was just like in the 100 episodes I watched or whatever, like 130 episodes or whatever. Like there was never a point where they showed like why Naruto cares about Sasuke besides the teacher said you have to be study buddies.
It's because he
Like,
didn't have any friends, and like that was
But-
his only. He's like, I finally have a friend, and like everyone
What
else.
makes me-
but he's not a good friend. I don't care. But I
like
finally
neither
have
one of them are good friends. Like,
But
like
you know what? You're just supposed to believe it.
pretty much, yeah.
They share a bond.
Like the when I went back
Sasuke
after
didn't have friends either.
right, like after
or family.
Naruto ended, and I went back and I was like, how does the show end? Where they're talking about, oh, his dad was the fourth Hokage,
Yeah.
like his mom is the moon goddess or whatever. He's the reincarnation of all this. I was like, why did the third Hokage
they-
was
they
just like,
could've- they
no,
could've
we're just
told
gonna
him that,
we're gonna abandon this kid. We're gonna let him sit in the village. I was like, this kid has a demon inside him, and he's the reincarnation of another guy. Like this kid, you let him become a loser. He could have killed all of y'all.
Right?
Like,
that couldn't
Training
be-
arc.
I mean, wasn't that Gara's villain
Yeah.
story? Before
pretty
he turned
much.
good? Yeah.
But it's like I was just like, this doesn't make sense. It's
Tough
like,
love.
It's like
It's
when
weird
You
as-
find out. It's like when you find out like a celebrity who they keep saying is like they came from nothing and all this other stuff, and then you find out their parents are like rich and he came from all this stuff. It's just like no, he didn't come from nothing. Like he was destined to be this.
Like Denzel Washington's son.
So like that's why I was saying like with Deku, like they keep showing like him and Bakugo were friends as kids, and then Bakugo gets a big head from because he has these powers, and like they showed Bakugo's family like they really like spoiled him, like you're gonna be so good and everything. So it explains like he's still a teenager, so he's not gonna know his emotions correctly, so that's why he lashes out, because like his family just kept building his ego, and then like once he gets to a point where it's just like there's other people around and they can be better than me, and he's like doesn't know how to deal with that, and
So
then
he just
people
sticks to the ego.
right, and
full
so
in.
like people are nice to him too, and he's like he can't, like he's just an angry child but doesn't know how to deal with it. So that's
All right.
I mean it feels more realistic than any
You're right.
I'm not mad
I
at
just
that.
have a lot of emotions about this because being black, like you can't not like Naruto, and I'm just like
I like to
don't.
mess with him. I took
Yeah, he
random
does.
Naruto
Yeah.
stuff, and he's like, why am I friends with
Give me a show about Shikamaru. That's what I want.
the best we could do is a Rock Lee chibi.
A strategy show?
Yeah.
An RPG?
Yeah.
We can't have a Shikamaru show. Nobody would care about Naruto anymore.
I mean, if they gave Shikamaru a show,
I've never met someone who
Shikamaru
didn't
himself
like
wouldn't like the
Shikamaru.
show. 'Cause
Yeah.
he'd be like, good
This
grief.
is a drag.
It's a drag. Like, why are we doing my
I
show?
don't want to do this.
All right.
Do work. Why?
What we got next?
You don't apply yourself. Anyway.
Megalobox Nomad.
Did you watch it?
Hell yeah.
Look, know
I
you
haven't
didn't.
watched either one.
So the first one, obviously, it's a sports anime. It's
Yeah.
about boxing, or it's not really in the future. It's more like just in the story in their universe. Like there's a thing called megaloboxing, and they wear this like
frames,
they call them gears, like this armor that helps them box harder, which is scary when you think about it, because people like Mike Tyson exist,
Yeah.
who can punch a hole in you
right.
just.
Yeah, boxing is already a
Yeah.
violent sport, but
So-
make it more powerful.
So yeah, let's give you a robotic advantage. All right, but so the first season was about Joe. That's his name, Joe, the main character, becoming the champion. And the thing about it was he didn't wear the gear, so everyone knew he was real deal because he's fighting people in the ring with no gear on, and really he's just arrogant and broke. And that's how it starts.
Damn,
I love it.
But he kept it going, and he did his thing, and it was great. Like, loved it, and like good characters, everything. So season 2 didn't do the same thing over. Season 2 is 100% character and story and emotions and grown man, real nigga tears. Like, man, like
it's definitely like a separation away from the
Yeah,
boxing. Like the first season's the boxing and
Yeah.
getting the accolades. The second season's like everything else.
yeah, like there's a time skip. He's on drugs now.
Yeah.
He's away from like the family that they built up in the first season.
He abandoned them.
The kids, and of course it's orphans.
Yeah.
like he had
Orphan
orphans
abandoned the orphans.
bruh, the kids that followed him around and like were in his corner in the first season all hate him now, and this is just trash.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
And this is how he goes on this reconciliation journey to repair all those relationships. And it's not about the boxing at all.
Yeah.
And it's still as good, if not better than the first season.
I definitely think it's better.
Yeah, like it was so good.
I didn't even care about the fact they were boxing anymore.
No, like I needed him.
That's how you know a show is good, when you're just like when the action stops and you're just like
such good writing.
Right.
Like you could tell that they cared so much about everything, and like, man, I'm sitting there just watching. I was like, man, I really hope he repairs his relationship with Sachio.
Right. I hope they rebuild that restaurant and it's successful. Right.
Oh man, like, and then what's his name? Mac. nah, I don't want to see him go. He has a family and a son.
Right.
And what's he fighting for? Don't do it, Mac.
Don't go out the game like this.
You got evil J.J. Abrams tap dancing dude who's in charge, who's like the big corporation guy who has this faulty chip that he put in one of the boxers and it's making him go crazy, but he don't care because he about to make a whole bunch of money. And then you got the corporate chick from the first one, what's her name? Shirato.
Yeah.
Miss Shirato, who was she's not evil either. So it's like her versus J.J. Abrams and Joe versus
the volcano.
It's a lot, and it was.
Yeah.
See how I'm smiling?
Yeah, it's good.
It's so good.
I have to watch it,
and I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's
I would definitely say it was in my top 5 of what I watched.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh man, I'm glad they did that. Like, there's definitely going to be people,
and it ended really well. Like, it's not how I thought it was going to end, but
it was proper.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
shout out to Megalobox.
Yeah.
Good.
It's one more fight. What's next?
Odd Taxi.
Oof. I don't want to talk about Odd Taxi because you need
like
to
Fight
watch
Club?
Odd Taxi.
Like because it's a mystery, so we don't want to spoil it, and because we know nobody fucking watched it.
Right.
It's just it's just me and you, Terrence.
Watch it.
It's so funny, and the humor is just so dry and perfect.
But then when they get to the mystery stuff, it's just
like yo,
like your eyes are just open,
I legit forget sometimes that it's a mystery because I'm just rolling with the jokes, and these characters, not just jokes, but like it's not even like jokes. It's just all these goofball characters just interacting with each other, and their back and forth is just so funny.
Yeah.
And then, there's a whole murder.
Yeah. But it's just like when the reveals happen, like I literally spent the last episode just like, oh my God. Like when everything just sort of starts coming together. And then the last reveal, I was just like, I would have yelled at somebody.
Everything gets explained and comes together in the end. And it was just like,
Yes. Because like it goes on and they keep adding layers and layers.
Yeah.
And then like when like it all comes tumbling down, you're just like,
and it's so perfect because like every little thing that they threw in early on becomes relevant later on.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yes.
Yeah.
It's airtight writing. Loved it.
And it keeps the pace for like all 13 episodes.
Yeah, at no point was I like, it's a lull.
Yeah. Yeah. Every week I was just like, I need to watch this show. Like I want them to, like, even if they don't use the same characters or something, I want more of just like this guy's writing.
Definitely. So good.
Yes.
That's
it might be my number one for the.
Okay.
If it's not my number one, it's either tied or like right at number 2. Like it's
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I forgot another show that it's not on the list that I watched. That's the Snow White Notes.
That one. Yeah.
We go ahead and talk about it now.
Yeah, because it has. I haven't watched the last episode yet. But I really like that show. It's making me want to listen to shamisen music. But the thing that I like about it is that like it deals with musicians like finding your own sound. But I feel like not even that, like even just being a creator, finding your own, like what makes you special. Like you don't have to, you can have the same tools as everybody else, but like what is your soul really in it when you're doing it, even if you can play or do something masterfully, which I feel like growing up reading like web comics and stuff, where you could really tell when somebody was putting their soul into something and when somebody is just like, these two guys are sitting on the couch making jokes about video games. And so like that's what the show, but like the characters are good, the animation's good.
Are you talking about Penny Arcade?
I mean, Penny Arcade derivatives.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because I did grow up reading Penny Arcade, but like there's many derivatives of Penny Arcade out there. But the characters in the show and like where it goes, I don't really want to spoil it. But it's a good show. I haven't watched the last episode. The last episode wasn't up as of yesterday, but it's a good show and you should listen to some shamisen playing.
Gotcha. All right.
That was on our list too. I don't know why I kept forgetting it.
I forgot it.
I forgot it because I didn't watch it yesterday.
So Record of Ragnarok.
Trash. Oh my god. So look, it looked good. As the trailer looked good, the premise, battle anime.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, cool, fights.
Yeah.
Sweet. Nothing too original, but whatever, it looked cool. And looked kind of goofy. Aphrodite had her titties flopping around and was like, sure, why not? But when you got to it, and one fight took 3 episodes, and the whole fight was only 6 swings.
Oof.
And
Jesus.
every time they swung, it was a backstory and a flashback, and they explained it, and it was goofy, cool, but like then you realize ain't nothing really happened, and it's
Sounds like you should watch God of High School instead.
yeah, like because it was not the battle anime that the trailer promised, and you can tell it was one of those things like we don't have nearly as much money to make this show,
Right.
so we're not going to have the animation to back it. So the story has to, or the way it plays out has to change. And it's just not the battle anime that was
It
promised.
just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go watch God of High School. That it is pretty lackadaisical on the story. Like the
Yeah,
story,
the
and like
story
it
is-
feels like a fighting game, like an adaptation of
Yeah,
a fighting game.
yeah,
but it's so much fun to watch. Like
The actual fighting is, they're the exact, not even exact opposites. It's not like Wreck and Ragnar have much story either.
Yeah.
But like,
the story in God of High School is fun.
yeah.
It's not a lot, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Like if you want to have fun watching something.
And that's exactly what it is. And
And
like
the-
damn near every episode had at least a fight, if
Yeah.
not more.
And the director went on to do Jujutsu Kaisen. So
Yeah. You could, wow, that makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Like I can
does,
see,
actually.
yeah.
I can see the transition.
Yeah.
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 All right. Skip it if you want.
Shadow's house.
So look, I didn't finish the last episode because, of course, Funimation didn't release it until we started recording it today.
Basically.
But
So ending pending.
ending pending, and I don't think anything's going to change unless like they jumped the shark in the last episode.
I think
But
they're just gonna. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah.
But it's really neat, and like it's a slice of life, but it's also like got a mystery going on. So they create this whole little world where like these living dolls have to take care of these shadow figures, and it's not even. I thought it would be like a deep metaphor thing going on, and it's not even that. But it's a lot of interesting things, like the dynamic of the household and the dolls, and then you come to find out more about the shadow characters and what they are.
Right.
And it's like, oh wow, all of this is really interesting.
When
Where's this going?
When they started revealing some of that information, I was like, "This is kind of dark." Like I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be dark, but like that is literally dark.
Yeah, I'm not gonna literally it's in the shadow, but I'm not gonna say the big spoiler.
Yeah, that's a big one. But
check it out. Like it's definitely fun and cute.
Yeah.
But also real intriguing.
Okay.
So anybody really could watch it unless you just all you do is watch for fight scenes.
Yeah.
It's probably not for you, but anybody
it's
else.
got some puzzles in it too. Some
Yeah.
like light puzzles. So episode 11 is like the big reveal of some things. So if you like it before episode 11, then you'll really probably get invested at episode 11, 12 when they start giving you some bigger things. But yeah, that's definitely in my top of what I watched this past season. Tokyo. Oh, you're gonna skip Tokyo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Super
Yeah,
Club.
Tokyo Revengers hasn't.
Oh, I haven't here twice. That's why. Super good.
Tokyo Revengers hasn't wrapped up yet. It's a 24 episode
Yeah.
series, so it's good. Watch it, but also
Yeah.
Super Cub.
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
Okay, it was pleasant. It's exactly what I thought it would be.
yeah,
It's a 12 episode Honda commercial.
pretty
but
much.
It was light and pleasant.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing to like break up palate cleanser between the rest of the shows.
Yes.
And it was just like I could, even though it was subbed, like I didn't have to stare at the TV the whole time because they don't even talk that much.
Right.
And it's nice.
The main character's a little weird.
Yeah,
she's-
like,
you understand
you-
why she is, but it's
but at the
just
same
like,
time, like, why are you mean to the other girl?
Yeah,
for no
she's
damn
like,
reason? But she's not mean.
Yeah.
but she's like
yeah, she's just like socially awkward, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, you understand why, but it's also just like,
Yeah, come on now.
Like,
but
girl,
that's
get
why I
your life
appreciated
together.
her first friend.
yes,
What's her name? It starts with an R.
I can't remember.
The first friend, the cool girl.
Reiki,
Yeah,
Reiko?
something like that.
something like that. Raimi?
Because she recognized that homegirl was a little weird, so she'd mess with her every once in a
Right.
while. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Like I liked their little dynamic, and everything was just pleasant. And then, I mean, I did learn a lot about motorbikes.
Super, yeah, cops. Yeah, yeah. I was just like, I should get a.
right? They're mad cheap.
Right.
They're like new 3,600. All right, but check Super Cub out. It's probably going to get a dub because Funimation has it.
Yeah.
It's a nice little anime.
Yeah.
12 episodes.
Right.
So, To Your Eternity, one of the big ones from the year.
Bruh.
It delivered on all the promises.
I'm not watching it.
Oh,
It-
I'm not gonna watch. Like
Never?
maybe one day, but I was just like,
you gotta.
I was like, I don't have the emotions for this.
You gotta go through that journey with Fushi.
Yeah.
He starts out as a rock. Look, we're not going to get into it too much, but like I was watching it at work, and I'm over here like, man, nobody better not see these tears in my eyes. I got allergies. Nobody look at me.
What? It's got like
Scratching my eyes. That's all.
13 episodes.
13 out of 20 has aired so far.
Okay, 13 out of 20 has been aired.
No, 12 out of 20 has aired so far.
12 out of 20. I've had at least 3 moments where I was like, I could break here and I could come back. At least.
It's too much. This too much. Like it's that gift.
Yeah.
This too much.
It's like, it's good too. Like, it's good. It's not like
It's too much.
they only did it for like character development. Like, you in it.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart.
But all right.
And like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They do.
They set you up so
Masterful.
good.
Masterful.
But but the whole thing, there's a beauty to the whole. It's not just torture.
Yeah.
There's a beauty to it all.
I'll get
And,
to
like,
it one day, but
You can do it.
Right.
Just
Do it in bite sizes.
yeah.
just listen to the OP by Utada Hikaru called Pink Blood.
Yeah.
It's just oh man, it's beautiful.
He's
Everything-
trying to get me with that name because of
beautiful.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
do it.
I mean, yeah.
He knows
Pink
he knows how many Kingdom Hearts figures I have.
Do it. Just listen to just listen to Pink Blood by Utada Hikaru and be like, well, let me find out what this anime is about. Just by yourself. Like don't like your parents come in watching. Hey, you watching some anime?
No.
What you watching? Dragon Ball? Why are you crying?
Like, go ahead and preemptively buy yourself a tub of ice cream. Get your favorite dessert
you
and or
okay?
the snacks. Just preemptively.
Man, it's so good. It's so good.
Great. It's great. And it's animated great.
Yeah, like
I don't want to talk too much about it.
yeah.
Vivi. I think Vivi. So To Your Eternity and Vivi definitely. I know you called it specifically, but
Vivi the Sleeper.
Vivi's the sleeper. Like,
Because it's an original anime, so no manga or anything like that, and it's pulling people in by word of mouth,
Yeah.
and it goes so hard, like not that hard, but it's the Ghost in the Shell,
Yeah.
Hatsune Miku,
Yeah.
mix up, and it's so
I think I liked the story more than I liked the ending.
I can accept that. The ending's a lot of time related
for
stuff.
me, the ending was fitting,
Yeah.
but it the journey was better than the ending.
Yeah. Like I just feel
Yeah.
like the ending was, especially how the ending played out, I feel like it was kind of a time waster. Like
Ooh, them spicy words.
a little like not that my time was wasted, but how they did the ending, like how they went back.
Okay.
Like I feel like
Okay.
this could have been done
Like several
better.
times.
Or some
Yeah,
like
okay.
like the reveal of the enemy,
Yeah.
such and such, like it felt like it came a little bit too late for me, at least.
They could have put some breadcrumbs in
Yeah,
there.
like there was no
They literally could have
Yeah.
put breadcrumbs.
Yeah, I
Right.
get
The
that.
way it was.
like that's
yeah.
that's
It's
I
just
think
like,
that's
what we're
what
doing.
I think that's what really bothered me, whereas like they could have sprinkled more in of why it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because it wasn't a mystery
no
anime.
No, it was just like this happens at the end, and
Yeah.
then like the begin, like you see the end at the beginning or the end. I'll put the
Right.
quotation
Yeah.
marks, and like when you get to the end, it's just like, well, this is why it's happening. I'm just like, you should have
Like,
said something.
hinted at it.
Something.
Even if it was like, okay, y'all didn't catch this, but the hints were there.
Right.
That
Right.
would have been neat, but they didn't. There was no.
Yeah,
It was like out the
was-
blue.
yeah.
You see
Yeah.
this
I
maybe
get- I
one
get
time
that.
in the season.
So
and if you
outside
thought,
of that,
yeah.
The show,
love
like
that.
yeah, the
Yeah.
show. It's a
Yeah.
good show.
Great animation.
and I'm,
the
I'm not even the
characters are-
like. I'm not. I think folks who go on about waifus and shit are weird. You could be my wife. This might be the one that breaks me. Like,
Lord.
like she could Android stomp my head. Like this.
Goodness.
I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, Dora Hedora broke me with the wifey thing. Nakaido and what's her name? Big ladies.
The big ladies. All right. Well, watch Vivi.
Yeah,
Watch Vivi.
Vivi's good.
Way of the house husband.
So this we got through this so fast because it came out right at the beginning of the season, and it was each episode was like 5 little episodes. It's like it's not that I don't remember it, but I remember liking it. Like it was really funny. It was really cool.
Yeah.
But I just don't have that much to say about it now.
Yeah. It's been so long.
Yeah. Thanks Netflix and Netflix jail.
Right. It was quick, dirty, and fast, and it was good.
Yeah.
For what it was.
Yeah.
What up, niggas?
Anyway.
So the world ends with
1
you.
hour, 20 minutes later, Mighty Mauricio joins us. Anyway, the world ends
wild
with you.
I didn't play the game. I always wanted to. It's been re-released on Switch and everything. But watching the show, I heard people who liked the game say that it was quickly paced, which I can understand. But they have a new game, a sequel coming out, so it very much felt like
this is news to me.
very much felt like they were making the animation because the game is 10 years old at this point or something like that.
Didn't it,
it was a
first
DS.
come out in like 2007?
It was like a
something?
DS game, so it's been a while since it came out. But I mean, I understood what the story was. Like, it wasn't hard to follow or anything. It was quickly paced. There could have been more like character stuff, but you get it. Like,
it felt like a video game adaptation.
Right.
Yeah, like I didn't think it was like super great or super special.
Right.
It just kind of did the job.
Like, you get
like check the
tell
box.
that the
I didn't hate watching it.
Yeah.
the thing you were missing was that you should be playing this,
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a really weird feeling, but like that's how I feel about a lot of video game adaptations.
Right.
Like, cause like that's the missing magic of it. But it wasn't bad.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Like, I thought it looked good. Like,
I think the
hated
animation.
the opening, but I loved the ending. Ending theme.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kept getting the opening song stuck in my head, but it's so bad. Like,
So bad.
it's just like the worst rapping. Like, it's just like, I'm just rhyming words, and you're just like, yeah,
It's not even it's refrigerator table.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Articuno Blastoise. Like it was.
The Pokeball rap.
Yeah. Moving on.
but yeah. Anyway, I have context for the game now, so
Okay. Are you gonna play a new one?
probably I'm gonna play the demo's out, so I'll
Okay.
download that.
Fair enough.
The Saint's magic power of the
Is omnipotent. I watched this. It's a slice of life show it's a slice of life isekai about a woman who gets pulled into another world to be the saint. But this time 2 different women get pulled in, and like it's found out one is the saint and one isn't, and like they don't really bring that up until later. But it's just mostly about the main character Sei, like her developing. Like she was just like a business lady, like just worked in an office job. And it's like her actually finding a life that she liked, and like she has like this
Like the
magic
escape?
power. Yeah, she like has like they find out her power is like she can really like make potions and make them stronger than anyone else does. It's just like a nice show. Like everyone's kind of nice, and like the guy she meets, like every time she talks to the guy that she likes, like it's just very sweet. Like he's the commander of the army, and like he's just a nice guy. Like it's just a nice show to watch. Like again with Super Cub, but I think
Just a pleasant thing to break it up.
yeah, but I feel like the Saints had like it was just more pleasant than Super Cub because like we were saying, main girl,
maybe
she
a little
kind
weird.
of she's kind of weird and like standoffish in some, but like the Saints magical power, it feels like it kind of looks like a Gainax show from like the early 90s. It kind of has that sort of like, but like very slice of lifey, and it's quiet and like everyone's just pleasant to be around. There's some conflict, but like it's not that bad, and like it's just a good show to watch. Go watch it.
Nice.
Do they fight?
They don't. There are some fights. There are some fights towards the end because they go into a forest, and there's the miasma which creates monsters, and they have to kill the monsters. So
Nice.
Goodness.
You know Mauricio.
So Digimon Adventure.
It's been going like it started actually spring last year, and then after like 4 episodes, they stopped until winter, I think, and it's been happening still. And like it's a remake of the original Digimon series.
Yeah.
And it's like they've taken the characters and like sort of moved them in different directions and stuff like that, and like really gone more into the lore of that Digimon has built over the past 25 years, however long Digimon's been around. And like there's just more stuff in this. Then it's fun. It's a fun show to watch.
Because I am a Digimon fan. I haven't got a chance to start it yet, so I'm excited that it's
they definitely start off with more of a bang this time. It feels like they're pulling in all of Digimon instead of just like, so you see like Digimon you never seen. Like there's one point where Agumon doesn't just go from Agumon Greymon. There's like a split where he turns into somebody else. So he turns into Blitz Greymon. Yeah.
Wait,
so there's they have like new forms and stuff. So
is Blitz Greymon as cool as War Metal Greymon?
yeah, he has like he's like all red. He has like this mech looking design. He's really cool looking.
Nice.
But yeah, and they actually made, one of the things I'd like is that they made Angemon and Angelwomon like more powerful, like so
they
don't
should be.
Yeah, it's like they don't show up as much. Like when Patamon evolves, he turns into
It's like one a season.
Pegasusmon for a while
nice.
because like the power of Angemon, like Angemon's like super powerful.
Yeah.
So and then they also like mega evolve in one point, and there's like this giant fight, and it's really cool.
I'm sure it's a Godmon.
It's something like that.
Godmon.
It's something like Goddramon, like the God Dragon.
Wow. All right.
Like he's like the God Dragon, and it's
I love it.
Yeah, and then and they have like this massive like kaiju battle basically.
Oh my God.
Does Agumon still say pepper breath like back in the day?
No, it's Baby Flame now.
What?
Yeah,
All right, it
I
might be
believe
cool.
that was what it was called in
Baby
Japan.
Flame
That's
on
kind of fire though. Yeah.
And that's what it was called originally in Japanese. Because
Baby Flame.
if you go and play some of the older games,
Yeah.
like I believe it's called Baby Flame. But
I just used to love back in the day. He'd be like, pepper breath, boo. I can't even do it no more. My voice is gone. But he would like make the sound of it, the flame ball.
Deafen me.
Oh yeah. With pepper breath or baby flame.
The whatever noise
Popping
you
the
just
noise
made.
in the mic.
Will the pop filter stop my pepper breath?
So that's it. How's fast. Anyway, the Dragon Quest.
I'm probably the only one who's watching this. It's another one
Yeah.
that's been going on for it's another like shonen series, but it's like the first Dragon Quest anime that's not like a movie or based on one of the games, because I think they did a Dragon Quest anime in the early 90s based on Dragon Quest 4. I think that's right. Yeah, because I would see it in Blockbuster. It was like the same time they made there's like a Final Fantasy anime from the early 90s. But I can't remember. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
But it's about Dai, who like it has all like the Dragon Quest monsters and everything, and it has a lot of like the spells. But it's like a completely original story. Like I'll have to show you some of the animation because like it looks obscene. Like how they did. Like there's a fight that lasts for like, I mean, it's Akira Toriyama designs, so they start doing like Dragon Ball shit at some point.
Nice.
And they're like fighting in the sky, and it's like some of the best animation I've seen like this season. But it's like an 80s, it's basically like an 80s battle anime, like shonen anime, but it's modern. And it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. Like Dragon Quest's name has a lot of like pull.
Right.
So they probably have good budget.
Yeah.
To pull off some of the stuff.
Yeah,
that they
I'll
want
have
to
to
pull off.
show you some because it's
I
ridiculous.
wonder how the anime did in Japan, because I remember like my mind being blown when I found out that like when Dragon Quest games come out in Japan,
Yeah.
it's such a big deal that like they can see the drop in productivity in the workforce the
Right.
day it comes out, because so many people take off.
Yeah, they used to come out a lot more
awesome.
frequently, but there was like a 7-year gap between.
Them J Balvin's.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, it's fun time.
So next on the list we have Zombieland Saga Revenge. I think I'm the one that saw that.
I
I
still
ain't heard
haven't,
it.
I still haven't
Second
jumped on Zombieland Saga yet.
What streaming service?
Crunchy.
Crunchy.
Wow. Yeah, I'm behind.
So yeah, second season, the girls are back. It's a quote unquote idol show with zombie girls, and they're all like former entertainers, whether they're singers, dancers, like whatever they were in their former lives across like generations. Because one of the episodes even has a backstory of someone who's from like, I don't even remember what era it is, like an era where there's like they live in Saga, and Saga got taken over and to be a part of another like area.
Oh.
Yeah, so Saga didn't exist on the map, so they were fighting for Saga, and then yeah, it's like I saw that and I was like, "Am I
Wait,
awake?"
that's zoned out. You said Saga is the name of the place?
Yeah, Saga's like the name of the like prefecture or whatever.
Oh, I thought just that they just thought it sounded cool. Zombieland
I thought
Saga.
so too at first.
man.
But yeah, it's,
Okay.
It must be
It is Zombieland.
it must be a real dramatic place to live.
it must be. Yeah. So the whole thing of the show is they're fighting for Saga.
Got you.
Yeah.
You sound upset by this information.
No, I'm not, because I know it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pure comedy.
I don't know. It just the fact that it's new information. I'm like, huh.
I mean, I like when a show reveals its title in the like when Odd Taxi did it, and The World Ends with You does it too. Like
yeah.
it makes sense when they say it. It's just like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good. I think the opening animation is one of my favorites of this season, and the song itself is one of my favorites. So hey man, map a hit. So I definitely like that one. Another one on my list that I had was Blue Reflection Ray, which was if you guys remember from an earlier episode we talked about, it's Puella Magica Madoka Light. There's reflectors, and what that means is they have the power to help emotions. Some want to curate emotion, like you should learn from your past experiences and grow from your emotions, even if they're tough. And then there's another side, there's no good or bad, there's just another side of reflectors that want to take away people's emotions because they think emotions are bad and they don't want you to feel hurt or pain or anything like that. So
Isn't this based off of
Equilibrium?
a game or something? Am I thinking of
it
something
could be.
different?
It could be. I'm not sure.
Well, I want to say it is. I might be completely wrong. And just talking out of my ass, but I'm talking like this because I wanted to. The show's called Blue Reflector.
Yeah.
Blue Reflection Ray.
Blue Reflector. I type in Blue Reflector and
Well, they're
Google,
reflectors.
Google is just like, do you mean
you a
like
gun.
reflection tape? Do you need that? Yeah, it is based off a game.
Okay, so yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So I guess they were trying to do the Puella Magica Madoka thing, like literally. So, anyway, without saying too much about it, because the story does get kind of convoluted and some things were revealed towards the end of this season, quote unquote, because the season is not over, I don't think. But it's pretty good. It's not as dark as Puella Magica Madoka, but it's like, if Puella's like a 10, it's like a 6.
Okay.
So it's not light.
Right.
Because there are people taking away people's emotions, and the intent is to like create a different world other than the one they live in. So it's like
That's kind of the point of The World Ends with You. That's one of the that's one of the big things about that.
So similar thought process. So if you guys like that kind of thing, that might be up your alley to see what the conclusion is and the future for it.
Check out the game.
Yeah, check out the game. Let us know how it is.
Maybe.
Another thing I watched was Combatants Will Be Dispatched. That was another like funny isekai show.
It was made by the same guy who did.
Is that the titty anime?
Yeah.
He did Konosuba, I think. I think it was written by the same guy.
You know, that fits because it's Konosuba.
Okay.
I mean, it's not as good in my opinion.
That's what everyone heard. Is just like, yeah, it's Konosuba, but
It's like because a guy kind of wants to be like Gantz, but like he doesn't actually want to do anything wrong. So it's an evil organization. They're trying to take over the world, all the worlds, and so the main character and his AI android associate are trying to conquer this world. So they're trying to establish themselves in the government, do the thing. And they accumulate evil points by doing evil deeds. So he has to do like inherently evil things like touch a girl's bottom or pull down her underwear, like stuff like that.
Anime.
Anime, right? So he can get evil points. And when he gets the evil points, he can use it to buy things at corporate, like an overpowered suit or unlimited power for like 3 seconds or something like that. So
Sexual assault.
Yes and no. And I will say I did like the fact that the show had the chance to go there.
And it didn't?
And it did not go there.
Good.
He's like, this is against our code of conduct violations, and I shouldn't do this.
Okay, fair
When he
enough.
had like an unconscious person in front of him and they were literally going to die. And
Okay.
he
So
needed
that's
the
why I
points.
haven't heard about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they could have went there.
And they didn't. Okay.
And they kept it, they're keeping it really light. Like,
Yeah.
real light,
They
typical
didn't
anime.
go into a show shall not be named territory.
They did not.
Okay.
I don't even know what show you're talking about, so
You
we'll
don't.
leave it at that.
He and they that should not be named.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Got it.
it's funny. I will agree. I think some people think it's funnier than I do, which is fair. So it's funny.
We knew what it was
lighthearted,
when we
Yeah.
talked about it.
a little pervy. So if that's your alley, boom.
I'm not watching.
So you're not gonna watch it?
It's a good watch. I think if you're not 100% like focus on it, like it's just like something in the background, you probably hear something and you're like, oh wait, let me rewind that. Like,
Yeah.
That's good. It's good they do all that without trying to get a redo.
yeah.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought you were talking about. Because that was like the most recent show.
I saw his gears turning. I was like, oh, here he come.
That's what I thought y'all were talking about, but I was just like, that's because that was the most recent show I can think of. That was a miserable pile of trash, but I didn't watch that. So,
But unlike it's not on High Dive, it's on Funimation, so you can it's free to watch. It's good to go.
Poor little High Dive.
I've got Verve, which has High Dive on it, and I don't think I've ever watched anything on High Dive.
I started
Started
to, and High Dive is legit. Like they have a lot of gems
Yeah.
that fly under the radar, and their like service is pretty good, and they have like a whole setup where it's like designed for party watches, and it's all really cool. So you can watch it with your friends, and the chat is based on the time in the video, so like you aren't getting things spoiled and everything. So you're literally watching it
Right.
in sync. It's just that they're clearly the small boy in the block, and they can only get what they can get.
Yeah.
And that season happened to be Redo a Healer. And they were like, you know what, we're just going to run with it. You know what, we got the extended version now. And we're like, no, the uncensored version now. We're like, no.
Yeah.
Pull up.
Oh, boy.
So something else I watched that literally just dropped, and it's probably not technically considered spring anime for US, is Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah, that was winter.
Yeah,
because it was in Netflix jail.
It was in Japan.
Yeah, it was in Netflix jail for so long. That and the Beastars ain't out yet. I think it's in a couple of weeks. But
Yep, it's coming
yeah,
out soon.
both of those were winter, just Netflix jail.
So I will not talk about the show specifically, but I will say if you start watching it, it's half the season, so it don't matter. So we'll get the other half of the season in like September.
Wow.
Losers, how
Japan got the whole season.
How you take so long? Your animation suck. Like,
Well, no.
It's not even that, like, it's
not
out.
the animation. It's Netflix is
Just being dicks.
that's true.
It's the dubbing in Corona.
How?
No, I don't think so. They do this. They've done this before for this particular anime. Like
It's
only
always
give us
behind.
half a season.
They did half a season.
They've done
You
this
sure?
before.
You
Yeah,
sure?
Weird.
I am 100% positive.
You sure?
It's always late, even if it's a half.
I
This
know they do
anime?
it late, but I thought they did 24. They did the little 4 overpack that they call a season, which wasn't a season, which I hate Netflix for.
Yes.
Because now Netflix has season 5 and season 4, and then I thought the 2 and 3 got released as
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I specifically remember last season they gave us half again.
that's I mean, it tracks because lately they've been splitting seasons. Like they've been giving us 6-episode seasons. Like,
And it
stop.
I guess it makes sense because maybe to Netflix 12 episodes is enough.
They're
the season.
they're just trying
Yeah.
to make it stretch.
Yeah, exactly.
I maybe I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt and saying it's Corona. They're having a problem with the dubbing, but that's still like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So yeah, if you watch it or are going to watch it, it's half of it. So you can wait if you want. Not much happens, in my opinion. They wrap up one of the arcs.
All right.
Ah.
So I also watched Dragon Goes House Hunting.
Oh yeah, I watched that too.
Oh, great. Like exactly what the title is. It's the dragon doing house hunters.
It's a cute show.
Does it remind you of House Hunters or like another
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of like
Yeah.
one? There's a dragon and basket weave.
Well, it's a dragon. And its
true.
budget is 3.9 million.
Right.
That makes sense.
But it also doesn't want to live near anything. So
Yeah, it's a cute show.
They go to-
that's as much as it's
it
funny
like-
and it's cute.
House Hunters International, and they go to Mexico and complain about the Mexicans, but they really love margaritas.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you can't say that. I mean,
Oh, wow.
It's more like he has to live near other monsters, and they're much more tough than he is.
Right.
And he does not want to be bothered with.
I'm fine with that.
It's a cute show. Like that's
yeah.
I
that's
think
about
I'm gonna
it.
wait for the dub, and I'm binging.
Yeah. I mean that's not
I
bad.
definitely think it's worthwhile for a watch.
Like
it's
the smile on both
it's
of your
hilarious.
faces. I'm like, yes,
His real estate agent,
Yeah.
Diaria, he's very funny.
he's a Dark Lord, right?
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
Dark Lord of all monsters.
Which you come to realize what that actually means towards the end of the season, because you're like, okay, you're a Dark Lord or whatever. But then everyone's like, the Dark Lord? It's like, what does this
But
mean?
yeah, it's
Who's the
it's
Dark
funny.
Landlord, maybe?
He's an elf.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the episode where they reveal how he became the Dark Lord is very funny.
Yeah.
But it's an enjoyable show. It's very like I would say it's very cute. Like Letty, the main character. Like if they made a statue or something, I would buy that because
Facts.
he's just adorable.
Letty and the additional cast that Letty
yes.
has acquired along the way
Yeah.
in the house hunting journey.
Yes, yeah. It's just a lot of fun. Like something I looked forward to every week because it was just fun to watch. Like it's lighthearted and the OP is like just like this fantasy-ish like poppy song.
Yeah.
And it just gets you into the show when you watch it, and all the monsters you meet are a lot of fun and good show. Fun
It's
times.
definitely a reverse of what you think when you go into watching an RPG like show.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, we're heroes, we're trying to kill stuff. And it's like, no, I'm the thing you're trying to kill. Leave
Yeah.
me alone. Like, I don't want to fight you.
Yeah, and so heroes
The
keep
whole time. Yeah.
heroes keep showing up, and they're like, "There's that dragon!" And then Diaria, he like zaps them with lightning, and they burn to a crisp and everything, and they keep coming back. But it's funny.
It's like, stop. Like, I don't want to be part of your like armor.
Yeah, all the monsters are just like these damn heroes keep coming around messing with us.
That's cool.
That's with my 1.5 million condo. We have a Yasuke on here.
Wait, how?
Because it's spring season.
Yeah,
I guess it was spring.
Yeah.
Hot garbage.
I didn't watch it, so
Don't. Unless you want to, see for yourself just how bad it is. That man needs to have all rights pulled from him for making anything else.
How you really feel? You don't got to tell us because we already spent 4 episodes talking about it.
Yeah.
But
That's how bad it is.
We find a way to talk about it.
Man,
And I don't know if I'm happy or sad
Yasuke
about
just
that.
comes through like it just.
It's not even black on black hate. It's black on black disappointment. I'm disappointed in you, Negro. How dare you?
I'm gonna have to say that more. Black on black disappointment.
That's what our elders would be saying. I'm so disappointed in you right now.
Every time I think about it.
And like we found out so much more foolishness after we made the Yasuke episode. Like the
Yeah.
episode we called it the Trial of LaShawn Thomas, but it's also Flying Lotus and Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
like had a lot of those decisions.
Yeah.
they need to come to the front of the congregation too. But
Right.
anyway,
Non-watching anime niggas.
Okay. And last but not least,
I mean, there's shows that every time I think about it, I get mad about, and then I just spend like the next hour just like being mad. But
Yeah.
I understand.
as you can see,
but one of those shows is not Tokyo Revengers.
oh, yeah.
Go forth and conquer.
I love Tokyo
We'll let
Revengers.
you start talking since
Like shows
Tokyo Revengers is great. It is the tale of a young man seeking to finally become a man because he a punk ass bitch at 26 years old. And he gets a chance to become what, 14, I think?
He goes back 12 years.
I think they're 12.
Yeah, it's 12 years, so he's 14.
He's 26 minus 12.
Yeah, so he's 14.
Okay, math.
Yeah. I mean, look, man. So, no shade on anybody because I'm not going to tell you what I do for a living. And I don't want to know what you do for a living. But he's 26, working part time, not full time.
I was 26 and working part time. So
Yeah, I was
just
too. That's why I'm saying.
I was like, I understand.
I ain't shitting on nobody. It's just like in comparison to his peers on the show.
Yeah.
It's like, God dang, bro, what happened to you? Like, he's working at like Japanese Blockbuster part time. His bed is covered in trash because he's like a hikikomori, bunch of like nut rags and like McDonald bags. But he almost dies because his homeboy tries to kill him, and he gets to go back in the future, or excuse me, goes back in the past.
He does
No, you don't die.
He doesn't. Yeah, because he come. Yeah.
Wait.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm let you have your moment. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm saying just so because that'll tell you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost does. But anyway, he I finished up what's out. I don't know if it's the very end. Is that the last episode?
No, it's a full season.
Yeah, they got another core coming.
Oh, good.
Because I didn't even know about that because I was just like,
Just the way episode 12 ended, we're like, oh.
yeah, the way I was just like, where is this? Like,
So I like. Not going to give away the actual story, but we're going to talk about time travel real quick, but not too long because that could take years. But I like so far this last episode. I like it because it didn't make sense to me that. Well, excuse me, it did make sense how they fixed it, but it didn't make sense that it was an anime and they didn't talk about fate. So like clearly, these people he's trying to save were fated to die, but they're trying to go against that. And I don't know if what's his face, one villain with the tattoos, Hanma. I don't know if Hanma is like just himself and he just happened to be the agent that's going to put out their fate,
right,
or what. But he's
they
involved.
kind of hinted at something bigger happening with him.
Yeah.
Did they name them after henna tattoos?
Pretty much. I just don't like that. I don't like that he was equally matched to my boy Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, well, Mikey still beat the
Mikey was he was superhuman. Like,
yeah,
man.
Mikey like 5'4" and beating everybody ass.
And he wasn't.
Manny Pacquiao.
Was he equally matched? Or
no, I don't think he was equally matched. I think Hanma could stand up to him, he could defend, but Mikey still could beat the shit out of him.
Wasn't hurt, or
that's true.
He wasn't even tired after. And mind you, he also fought. He also beat like 9 niggas' asses by the time he got to Hanma, and was still just like.
I'm excited to learn more about the rest of Tomon, like the other dudes that showed up.
Because we still have like 3 other generals.
Yeah,
man. Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
What's his name with the white hair?
Yeah.
I thought he was cool.
I can't remember his name, but he's super cool.
Yeah, when he showed up on his motorbike, I was like, I already like the look of this guy.
It's just wild to me, like when you really sit there and think about that. There's this gang of middle 14-year-olds that got these bikes.
Yes. So, fun fact, I might have said it before if we talked about it. My uncle, when he was stationed back in the day, like 70s and 80s, in Japan, said that, like, even like Super Cub, like, that's what they're riding.
Yeah.
They would trick those bikes out to the point that they could go, like, superhuman speeds. And the cops, like, couldn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So, if they ever tried to go around traffic, like, by getting on the sidewalk or something, the cops would, too, and bump their back tire just to arrest them. I was like, what? I was like, isn't that like, how is that legal?
Dangerous shit.
Exactly. I was like, how is that legal? And he was just like, it's a different country, man.
So I guess those 14-year-olds doing shit is based on reality.
Well, so that's another thing, right? So obviously, I wasn't in Japan in 2000. What? I think it's 2004 or something on the show.
Like that.
I won't there, but the little bit I know from what I've been told, nothing was happening that big. Like you don't having like 50 against 50 like gang wars.
Yeah.
But apparently, like them dudes really was throwing blows. Like Yankees are real. Like when they say delinquents,
Yeah.
they really do have little organized shits going on. So that's why I love it though.
Yeah, it's
The
a
show
good
was
show.
amazing.
It's real good. Watch Tokyo Revengers.
I just need him to man up real quick.
It's I don't think it's like in my like top tier of the season, but it's real good. It's definitely some CW shit.
Yeah.
That means
I
it's
enjoy
enjoyable though.
Yeah, I enjoy
CW
it,
stuff
though.
can be really enjoyable if it don't make no sense.
Like they're not throwing hands like God high school throw hands, but
No.
Yeah.
but it's still.
I would say it's if you like the Yakuza video games.
always.
Yeah.
You would probably like Tokyo Revengers, except for it has time travel.
See, I love organized crime, like anything. Like I was obsessed with the Yakuza when I was younger.
Yeah.
So to see this come out and like it's literally about Yankees running around causing trouble, I was like, hell yeah. Even the way where like Mikey doesn't want any actual bad things to happen.
Right.
Like, he don't want to actually stab anybody.
Right.
So like I was like, okay, this makes it kind of realistic because they're not trying to cause any actual crimes.
Right.
They're just kids with attitudes.
Yeah.
Until people decide to bring in actual knives.
They got a code.
Yeah, they got a code.
Say, look, like we trying to do hood rat shit with our friends. We're not trying to go to jail.
Yeah.
There's a line.
We won't fight you because that's what boys do. But also,
What's his name? With the
Draken,
Draken.
no, the guy with the hair that stabs.
Pidgeotto. I
can't remember his name.
Puchan or whatever his name is.
No,
we
that's
gotta pick
Pachan. The guy who beats up Takamichi in the beginning.
Oh yeah. With the lip.
I
can't remember his name.
I just forgot his name.
Yeah.
He's like a grown man, bro.
Yeah,
like
he wants to do hood. He wants to do hood rat shit and go to jail.
Yeah, like he's supposed to be like a seventh grader or
he's a high school.
He's an eighth. Well, so
He's
that's
like a ninth grader, but that man.
well, Japan's.
Well,
they're third. He's a third year, so I think he's actually like 17, 18.
Yeah, he's
30-something-year-old man.
Yeah, like
he's graduating high
the
school.
first years are 14,
That
so
nigga
they're
a
like
super senior.
I think. Somebody,
Trying to get all his
him
crimes
and
in.
his friends are just like they've been in high school for too long.
They know they're on that. Like, I know my record's about to get sealed when I turn 18. Bro, I'm about to get it all in while I can.
some nerd is going to get in the comments and correct me, but I think the way their school system is set up, when they're saying first years, that would be like our ninth grade. And then those third years are like the 17, 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
No, but they're middle schoolers. They're not.
No, but there is no like. I think the middle school is like that because they're a first year, but they're 14, so it's not their first year in middle school. I think after you finish that, when you are third year, you either go to like college or you go to like a trade school. I think I could be wrong, but I think that's what I remember.
You have to apply to
But
high
I think
school
he
in
was-
Japan.
But at some point they say they're in the grade above them. So if Takamichi's 14, that guy's supposed to be 15, assuming he's in the right.
Well,
grade for his
I
age.
thought because Takamichi and all his little hoodlum friends, they were talking about they were gonna start their own gang, but then they go to the public area or whatever, and they get the shit beat out of them because they say high schoolers at some point.
Okay.
So I think they're supposed to be older.
Maybe I'm wrong, but that nigga 40.
Yeah, he's definitely too old to be hanging. Like some of those guys are definitely too old to be hanging
That's
out
my
with high
only
schoolers.
like issue with the show is like the middle. They're like all like middle schoolish like age, but they look the adults like the adult version like when you're in the present day. Like, they look the same age.
Oh yeah, Takamichi looks like the exact same age.
Like, his hair is just black now.
Yeah. That's why I say he
But
need to
it could
grow up.
just be the
I mean,
character
I didn't
design.
grow facial hair until I was like 25, so I didn't.
But he still got
I had
that boy
facial hair
weight
in,
too.
like,
He don't have man
sixth
weight
grade.
yet.
I did.
I thought I was smoking blacks when I was
I
like
looked
12.
God damn.
I looked like a child until I was like 25. So
I just want to know how many fights do you get in before you figure out how to like at least block?
right.
Look,
man
all
be getting
he all he
gotta-
does is run, hug, and then just take the hits.
Yeah,
You ain't got to block if you throw in the fist.
right. He don't even do that. Like Mikey got his hands in his pockets. The level is so vast. The gap is huge. Mikey with his hands in his pockets will like not get hit by you and still kick you
And
in the
then
jaw.
flip flops.
Yeah, and flip flops.
And
Like just chilling.
Takamichi goes in knowing he's about to get beat up, and I think that's the issue. Like he doesn't go
No
in
confidence.
to fight. He goes in knowing to take hits.
It's
his mindset.
it's that episode of The Simpsons where Homer has to box basically Mike Tyson, and he's just like it was like you just absorb the blows, don't even like just wear him down. Just he'll get tired before you pass out.
If you go in with the
That's how you
mindset
win.
that you're going to lose 100% of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Mr. Inspiration.
That's why Naruto always says believe it. That's some real shit.
No,
Look at
he's
that. It
right.
circles around. He won't even hear. It circles around.
Look, Shonen, man, you gotta like. That's how you gotta live your life.
That's the problem. It's not a shonen. If it was a shonen, he'd be beating ass right now.
Oh, it's real life.
After like 15 like ass whippings, he would have finally got a power up.
I mean, that was basically the whole first 2 seasons of My Hero Academia was
right.
Deku getting his ass beat.
True.
And crying.
Well, yeah, same show. Tokyo Revengers. He cries.
Our crybaby.
I was like the OP is literally called Crybaby. So, and they keep calling him our Crybaby hero.
I'd be rooting for this man too. I'm like, he disappoints me every time.
But he keeps going for it. That's what you love.
I'm just rooting for Mikey and Dropping because they clear house.
Yeah.
Oh man.
How bad are you that another dude your size, the grown ass man, 14-year-old dude or 15, gotta come and stab you?
Oh yeah, when they did that flashback with Mikey, how he like took over because like the gang at the time, how he just ran past everybody and just.
When he jump kick that guy in the face.
Oh my god, that dude was 40-year-old too.
That was such a good moment.
40-year-old dead man. Like,
Yeah.
I would have quit too.
He's like, I can't deal
This
with this.
9-year-old just delivered a flying kick to my face. Oh my god.
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what my hooking points were. I got hooked when Takemichi stood up, not to the dude he fought, but when he stood up to Mikey and Draka in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And they were like, respect.
yeah, and that's
and
how
then-
they get friends.
Yeah. And then when they went to go fight Mobius, and they were like trying to make him stop the fight, and he was like, no. Not asking me to stop the fight. I was like, okay. It's real nigga hours.
Yeah.
Like he was like, nah, he wants to do this for himself and for his friends. So
Right.
he got it. I was like, oh shit, all right.
Respect.
Right.
All right. Well, that's the spring season. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here.
I can't think of anything else.
You know our socials because there's only 2 of y'all listening. But for our boy Terrence, where can they find you?
You can find me at the Black Nerd everywhere except for your Instagram. I'm not going to tell you that. You find it yourself.
Literally the Black Nerd.
Yeah, just type that in.
All right.
How did you lock that in before?
I've had it
Because he's the OG.
since 2006.
Oh, that's how.
Yeah.
He the
You should
prototype.
sue a lot of people.
Every time that something pops up,
I'd be
I
suing
usually
everybody.
take it first. So
Hell yeah, you got
So
to.
anybody that's got black nerd in their stuff, you should sue them.
Yeah, I
You're
would.
the black nerd.
I would.
You the alpha and the omega.
Hey, listen, man.
You the creator.
It's a eat or be eaten type of world out here.
You could be eating real good if you know.
Also, buy his cookies. He sells cookies.
yeah, I sell cookie recipes.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
Real nigga shit.
real nigga
Thug
shit.
life. Watch anime, sell cookies.
Got 2 swords.
Cooking
That's
dope.
got
I mean,
you-
yeah, cooking cookies.
All right, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.